Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Pre-Market Show for Monday, November the 10th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. A couple of yeses let me know you guys can hear me. Thank you, William. And in YouTube, yeah, there's some weirdness in YouTube today, guys. There was a different way of entering, etc. So hopefully everything is okay. Maybe somebody in YouTube can just let me know that you can hear me and see my screen. That'd help. Yeah, William, you're right. Tesla being the trade of the week, there's no target or there's no entry. Basically, Steve just says buy it, buy it and hold it. All right, now Move is some kind of a merger. MOVE is a merger with I'm assuming this is a private company with Corvex. I looked up Corvex. I could not see it, so I'm assuming Corvex is a private company. So this is what's happening with Move. Crazy low float. Look at that float, 680,000 in the float. This could be a really oh, thank you very much, Byron. Great. Okay. Yeah, I get, when I'm using I use a streaming program called StreamYard to stream in YouTube. And they say, get prepared to move to Mars. And they had all this fancy stuff that they wanted me to check and do this and that. So anyway, I'm glad that YouTube is up and running. GLTO, another one, unveiling acquisition details. So they're buying another one. Looks like another private company, Demora. Let me make sure of that. I'm just going to start typing in Demora. Yeah, so another private company. So Galecto, massive move, 254%. Now this one, about 3 weeks ago, looks like around 3 weeks ago, got up to $31. In a moment. I did not see that, William. I was looking for a drug failure of some sort. I did not see one yet. So you're saying ANAB is a drug failure is obviously not down much. Take a look at it. ANAB, it's halted. Yeah, so this is probably once it opens, yeah, did not meet the primary or secondary endpoints. So this is obviously when it opens, when it comes out of its halt, because it's halted right now. Let's keep going here. This IFRX had a big move. It's kind of crazy. The price target has been raised by Guggenheim from 10 to 22. This is a $1.75 stock, guys. I think they did have some news. Yeah, reporting positive phase 2A results. Okay, so that was the news this morning. Popped up to 240, 250. Another one that had a massive move and then a big drop. I don't know if I can even see it anymore. It was, it's dropped off my list even. Now I don't know what it was. Here's, okay, GLTO, I had a price alert there. To take out that high right there. Okay, so that's the high. Pre-market high got above that, 26.64. That high right there is 18.45. So it's at the high that day. And it's a very low float, 1.1 million in the float. You know what I'm surprised at, William, also, is that there are a lot of earnings plays this morning, like a lot of them. You normally see that on like a Monday morning. That means that most of these companies release earnings this morning, very few Friday afternoon. Here's one though, PGY. PGY is an earnings play and maybe coming into, well, that's far enough away. $31 on that daily chart. That is the next high, 29.75 right now. So yeah, PGY is an earnings play. Meanwhile, the market's in for a nice pop here, flatlining so far. I have a 15. Let me get to a 5-minute chart. Yeah, still, it's almost like the SPY is a buyout. That's typically what a buyout looks like for a company. VG, I believe, is an earnings play. VG, yeah, this is an earnings play also. VG. Now, this is one that's down, William. Maybe you want to take a look at this one. Now, Sugary. I know it's surgery. SGRY. This is an earnings play. Um, I believe it's more of a supply. I don't think it's a drug. Division of solutions for surgical. Yeah, so it's not a drug. Boy, they are getting hit. They're down 14%, 75 million in the float. So this is SGRY trading lower after the company reported mixed Q3 financial results and cut its guidance. So that's the big reason that they're cutting their guidance for next year for FY25. So that is SGRY. Another, I think this is an earnings play guy. Yeah, THS, I believe, is an earnings play. THS is an earnings play. Yeah, Treehouse Foods. So this popped up to $27, is pulled back down to 23. Still holding the VWAP though. So that is THS. And it's right at the 200-day moving average, which is 2284. So it's a little bit above it. It's a little bit above the VWAP, a little bit above the 200-day moving average. So let's see if that holds. THS, not a high float, not a low float, 50 million. And what I'll do is I'll put a price alert just around number 23, 2317, and see if it moves up from there. Another earnings play, guys. There's no volume yet, but Vion, this is another earnings play. No volume yet. So NAB is still halted. This is a news. This is more like a news halt. Well, obviously it's a news halt. Don't get halted in the pre-market for volatility. This is a news halt. This is a low float too. 27 million in the float for a 40. Well, right now a $40 company. That's a low float. This could be a real devastating one once it opens. Okay, there's the THS. I put a price on. Wow, just tore right through it. No chance. No chance to get in it for me. Tore right through that price alert. Yeah, so Goldman, you mentioned, I think it was SFRM. SFRM. It's not in the top 15, but was it SRFM? SRFM, yeah, Surf Air Mobility. A lot of news on it. Entering a $100 million transaction. Here's 26 million. Also, I think it had something to do with Palantir. Didn't they have Palantir in here? Sworn they had something. Here we are. More on Palantir, Surf Air Mobility. So yeah, so there's a lot of news on this one. SRFM. I'm not seeing it here. It's only up 14%, and these are the top 15. The bottom one here is at 17%. Speaking of SPRY, SPRY, I think this is also an earnings play. Yeah, this is also an earnings play, SPRY. All right, where is SGRY? It is not. Okay, it's only now that's interesting. It's not showing up here. It's down 13%. I'm not sure. Am I missing it? No, it's not showing up here. It must be a reason. The volume. I wonder if the volume. I thought I had. It's got to be at least 10,000 shares. Okay, so yeah, so this is not trading very much yet. Obviously, SGRY only 7,000 shares. But when the market when at 9:30, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of volume coming in, and for the balance of the day, it's really interesting on this side. Again, it looks like a buyout. Guys, I want to take a look at some of the. I want to take a look at XLE and see what it's doing. Not what it's doing, but what it did. So on Friday, so there's a 200-day moving average. So it started moving away. This is the energy, the main energy ETF. Retail, which was sinking. Yeah, I mean that was up a little. I mean not much, but you look how close it got to the 200-day moving average, and that's XRT retail. Healthcare is still healthily above it. Excuse me. Material sector is still below it. And consumer staples still below it. I had a little pop on Friday, a little one, but still well below it. So there are two major sectors below the 200-day moving average: materials and staples. I just want to take a look at the financials, XLF. Yeah, I mean, you can see the 200-day. For a long time, you couldn't even see it, but there it is. So it's still above it. All right, so the GLTO is still probably my number. Well, I mean, it just pops so fast. Could not get it. Oh, I think nothing of them, Carlos. I mean, Beyond Meat, I mean, who knows? I mean, it was you know, groups got a hold of that a few weeks ago, right? A couple of weeks ago. I mean, what do we really expect for, I don't, what's the word I want to use? Well, first of all, I don't trade earnings. In other words, I don't take a company ahead of earnings because I think earnings are going to come out one way or the other. Okay. I never do that. So I have no idea. I mean, Beyond Meat went up these 2 days, nothing to do with earnings. And XPOF, let me take a look at that one, XPOF. Now, we don't have that have earnings after hours. They had earnings on the 6th. So just looking to see if, yeah, they've already had earnings. XPOF has earnings. I'm just looking right here. This is on the 6th, and this is the release. This is the earnings release. So XBOF is not an earnings play after hours today. Not that we have anyway, and not just looking at yeah, I'm just looking at my Interactive Brokers headline news, and they release on the 6th. Not so it's not today. No, we don't get a lot of snow in Vancouver, but yeah, you're. I mean, you're now Beyond Meat is tomorrow. Okay, not today. Okay, that's what it says. What we have, November 11th, after hours tomorrow. So that's tomorrow for Beyond Meat, not today. At least that's what our provider has. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know what to say, but I wouldn't count too much on any major earnings release for Beyond Meat. But let's see here. So they're up 4.3% ahead of quarterly results, but it does not say that it's after hours today. So you'd have to check another. Well, I mean, if Tip Rank says it is, maybe that's correct. All I can do is look at what we've got. Yeah, I do see COGT. COGT. I guess I didn't. Yeah, doubling on tumor drug positive trial. That's the reason for. I have it on my list. I don't know why I didn't mention it. All right, guys. Anything else sneaking in here? I did see the SOC also. This has been a very active one. SOC, very actually, it's got room. Yeah, I mean, this actually we bought. Should be watching this one. This has got some room up to $10 on the daily chart. SOC. When I say room, I'm just looking left to see where the next high is, and that's the next high around $10 for SOC, up 30%. Jumping after announcing a $250 million private placement at 550. Wow. Okay, so that's 550. So it's well above the private placement, well above it. Okay, I mean this is up 35%, but it's a MSGY. It's up 35%. However, it is traded badly from the 320 all the way back down to 129. There was some. If I scratched it down here, shoot, there was some company that was raising money, and then they talked about how they're getting into crypto or some altcoin. I don't have it written down. It was one of these ones that was up. No, I don't think it was. Well, man, what a run this has had. I mean, look at this SELX. Imagine this. It got up to 231, and right back down to 89 cents. I think I think that might have been the one that popped up and came right back. Well, obviously you can see it did. It popped up and came right back down. Okay, now IMTE, underneath a dollar now. This was the one. This is the one I remembering. This is the one that popped up and then came right back down. Vero, and I think, yeah, they received a clearance from the FDA. Okay, no, okay, I don't want to misrepresent. They received a 510K, whatever that is. They received a 510K clearance from the FDA to market this product, and that's the FD, that's for Vero, Vero, Canadian company out of Toronto. All right. BMNR. Okay, there's a little activity here. This has been basically in a free fall from 65 down to 35 over about a month. Now having a pop here. By the way, yeah, Bitcoin, at least Bitcoin now is having a bit of a surge. Bitcoin's around 106,000. So it was perilously close to giving up 100 a few times. But Bitcoin's having a bit of a pop this morning. It's above the 200-day moving average now. Now I'm using IBIT, of course. It's not BTC, but close enough. So I'm using IBIT, so above the 200-day moving average. Probably, yeah. Again, I'm not sure I've seen SPY action like this maybe ever. Seriously, it's like flatlining, almost like it's a buyout. Somebody's buying out the SPY. All right, guys, 9:22. So what I want to do is get the. Oh, thank you, Obi. So there's a new ETF for. We take a look at BMNG, BMNG, and it's a two timer. Started last week. So if you think BMNR is going to keep moving higher, you can buy this. Let me see how much volume. Eh, Starting out. All right, guys. So what I want to do is get my layout, and I've changed my layout again. I'm just going to do that. Just show different ways of presenting our data. Oh, it depends on how much. Probably just a few pennies, but it will also depend on the price of the security we're looking at, the stock we're looking at. But just I just put a little bit above just to see if it takes it out. I mean, I don't even. It's more eyeballing it on the chart. I don't really think okay, 2, 3, 4, 5 cents. So this I'm going to use my gap scan today. Now this won't start working until 9:45. That's by design. I want to see what sort of alerts we get from that today. And one other thing to do. But yeah, Carlos, I mean, I've never really thought about that. I mean, I sort of eyeball the 200-day move or the VWAP, and I just when I do put a price alert above it, I sort of eyeballing it. I don't think, well, I'm going to put it 10 cents, 5 cents, but obviously a $21 stock would be very different from a $1 stock. But I don't really think of it that way. Okay, the other thing I want to do is just bring out the. Okay, so these are the top six now, guys. Okay, remember I had my pre-market actives up. So these are the top six now. Let's see if don't think I talked about GREE, GREE. It's they filed an 8K. Yeah, I don't know. It's a low float, 12 million in the float. I don't think I talked about this one either. MSGY. Is this the one that's under $1? No. Hmm. We're having a slow on the charts this morning. No, this is not below $1. Well, it's not. Oh yeah, I did talk about this one, the Mason Glory MSGY. Yeah, how it popped up here pre-market all the way back down to 127. Well, obviously got a ton of room, guys. GLTO day was this. This was October 7th. October 7th. So about a month ago, this got up to 30, almost $32. Not a bad spread too. I mean, for a stock, only a million in the float, only 8 cent spread, 5 cent spread right now. Not a bad spread at all. Only a million in the float in a $21 stock. Look at the volume, 20 million. Full turnover is already 18. Yes, thank you, William. So less than a minute, guys. So let's have a great start to this trading week. Now, tomorrow the markets are open. It is Remembrance Day. At least that's what we call it in Canada. Toronto markets are closed, or Canadian markets are closed, but the U.S. markets are open. At least I think the Canadian markets are closed. All right, guys, we've got 10 seconds till the 9:30 open. I'm gonna watch this one right off the bat, see if what it does. GLTO. Whoa. That's what I was afraid of. I'm gonna get a million of these right off the bat. Might have to put a couple of filters in here, guys. I'm gonna get yeah, well, I've got the current volume at least 3. Yeah. So again, this nothing will happen in this, window until at least the gap my gap scan will nothing will happen until at least 9:45, okay? That's by design. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delay this one. No, I'm not gonna delay it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a pretty tough, relative volume on it to start. Okay, guys, AAOI is on the move down here, guys. AAOI dips after B. Riley downgrades it. Is it an earnings play? It is not an earnings play. $15 price target, but there must be other news. So this was an earnings play, I guess, last week. Yeah, November 6th post market. So this was an earnings play last week. All right, we haven't seen this one for a while. This Bansai, ENZI. Next high looking left is 232, probably too close to the 213 for me. Sophie on the move, guys. SOFI, SOFI on the move, SOFI on the move. Now, the next high looking left for this one is 3097. So a little bit of room, 30, call it 31. So not say $1.70 to the next high looking left for Sophie, SOFI. I just think, I mean, the market's moving. So we're going to see a lot of stocks doing this. I don't think there's any specific news for SOFI. Oscar, this is one that is really an active stock. Look at this one now, taking a bit of a dive here. Oscar, OSCR, and it's underneath the 200-day moving average now. We take a look at XLV, guys. Let's see what's happening with the healthcare. No, Another very active stock, this FLNC. It is now, yeah, taking all this out on the daily chart now. I mean, a few weeks ago, this got up to $22 and sunk all the way down to 14, and then it bounced. An interesting day on Friday, but now it is taking all this out. But it is early. Don't see any specific news on it. I don't know if it's moving. It's an energy stock. No, it's not an energy stock. Sorry, I thought it was. I don't see any specific news on it today for FLNC. I'll put this one here so we get some of the gap continuation stocks going. There's Open, OPEN. Let's see what's happening with this. See if it's basically kind of moving with the market. Had earnings, got hammered down on earnings on Friday, though it did close well, close near the high. Next high looking left is 737. Okay, well, there's the move. Move is some kind of a merger holding the VWAP. So of interest is really to see something that is a red when the market is just ripping higher. So IPG, so this is, it's not horribly red, but it is down for the day. And it is an earnings play. Actually, yeah, IPG is actually an earnings play. You know what, guys? I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this back. All right, Planet Labs, guys. So looking left, looks like to me anyway, too much resistance around the four up to 14. If it gets through 14, 1450 would be the next high looking left. Move halted down. Ooh, yeah, must have been because it was up to 1502. Now I see the halt at 1329, right on the VWAP, like right on that VWAP. That's where it's halted. There is a Sophie, guys. Again, I don't think there's any specific news for Sophie. I think it's just moving with the market. That's a big, big pop for the market, up 7 points over seven. Well, when I say the market, I'm talking the SPY. Hmm. I'm hung up. I am hung up, I think. Yep, I think I'm hung up, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna have to. Reload. No, I'm glad it before this one started to give us some alerts. So let me give me a moment here. Yeah. Okay. Not a big deal, especially well, right on the open. It's not as big a deal as if it happened. I don't know, an hour in. Give me one moment, guys. Ooh, that's not good. I can help you there, Andrea. Just give me a moment, okay? Got to load this layout again. Having some difficulties for some reason. Not usually like this. Just trying to get ahead of that 9:45. Okay, guys, just give me a moment, okay? I just want to get rid of this. I want to get my compare count up here. This will start to populate probably at 9:45. Yeah, this is an error message I get with this brokerage plus. It's not nothing that you will get. I'm gonna shut it down. Okay, so Andrea, so what you do is this. The question is, how do I prevent a stock from showing over and over again? Okay, so if you right click on your alert window, okay, it's an alert window. Right click on your alert window and go down to properties. A box will pop up, properties, and then don't repeat. Don't repeat. You see, when you click on properties, another box pops up. Don't repeat. Now you check don't repeat, and now you have your options. Don't repeat for a minute, 5 minutes, 15, 30, or for the day. Okay, for the day. So if you don't want to see, if you want only want to see it the first time and that's it, just pick for a day and say okay, and then that's all you do. Okay. So I've got my reversal scan up and running. My gap scan, gap up and reverse. Now this is coming right into a resistance area, perhaps. Yes, this PSNL. You know what? I am more interested, I think, in just the reversals. So I'm going to uncheck. Just want to see the reversals. Yeah, yesterday's close. Yes, Andrea. Yes, it's yesterday's close. And I'm going to just do a clear. Change from the close is yesterday's close. Yes. So gap down and reversal. So QURE. You can see what happened. It gap down and reversed. And this is a difference, of course, the gap up and reverse. Okay. So the gap up, sound gapped up. And now it's starting to reverse. Right before my system went a little crazy, OSCR was moving down, continues to move down. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, so we're starting to get, you can just sort of see, so we're getting some gap up and reversals. Now they would work a lot. And if the market really starts to reverse, I would be paying attention to the gap up and reversals. If the market continues higher, I'd be paying attention to the gap down and reversals. Okay. And you can see SMR. Yeah, wow, SMR. Ah, these nukes can't catch a bid, guys. Not, I mean, look, at these nukes are just in disarray. Well, at least SMR is. Take a look at NNE. Not as actually, yeah, I mean, SMR is down 4%. At least NNE is up for the day. So SMR is sort of trading a little bit on its own in terms of, I see that price target lower to 32 from 35 at RBC. Boy, SMR. Underneath the whole number now, 29. And there's another gap up and reversal for VG. This is an earnings play also. Oops, let me get this better arranged. Oh, Novavax. So Novavax NVAX is below the close or the low of Friday now. A lot of anything in orange is moving down, reversing, and you can sort of see what's happening. I mean, the market had that big pop, and now it's starting to reverse just a little bit. I'm not saying it's it's not collapsing or anything, but it's starting to reverse a little bit, and so that's why we're probably getting a lot of these reversals. They're just kind of following the market. Super strong. Boy, Canadian solar has been on a tear. $16, almost a double now, almost a double in, say, a week and a half. CSIQ has been on a tear. Had earnings on, well, it doesn't have earning. Its earnings are upcoming, so I'm not really sure what happened, why it went on a tear like this. I don't see any other news on it. Maybe there was some news. I may have missed it. Solar stocks shine as AI demand drives energy growth. Okay. That was from the 8th. Take a look at First Solar. Want to see for so this is up 14%. Let's take a look at First Solar, and it's up 2%. So yeah, I mean it's still it's like I guess we'll consider this the leader in the sector only because it's the most expensive one, but I don't know if that really means it's a leader in the sector. Well, look at the wildness in PRTH. I mean, had earnings on the action was on a Thursday, continued down on Friday. Now a pop here confirms receipt of a take private. Okay, so they're looking maybe of taking the company private. I'm gonna make sure I didn't accidentally uncheck. No, I've got the gap down and reversal. Nothing, no gap down and reversals. Everything is a gap up and reverse. There's Run, another solar play. Run, another solar play. It is up 10%. CSIQ was up about 14%. Oscar just continues down, guys. OSCR just continues down, blasting through the 200-day moving average on a week on a monthly chart has room down to 13. Not saying it's getting there, but that is the room. I'm just waiting to see if we get anything gap down and reversal. This is actually an earnings play, guys. eToro, ETOR is an earnings play just underneath the VWAP. Interesting. NVRI, there are shorts available. This is an earnings play. NVRI is an earnings play. Hmm. All right, Kodak or Kodiak. Sorry, it's not Kodak. It's Kodiak. Oh, it is Kodak. Sorry, it is Kodak. Had earnings on Friday. Interesting continuation for KODK. Closed kind of near the high of the day. Coming into that red line there, that purplish line there, that is the next. Now, they're not available yet, you guys, but I guess in the next build that is released, we get the all that's showing is the next high on a daily chart. Somewhere on a daily chart, there's a high. Couldn't tell you when. It's not that month. Could have been. Actually, it could have been this month. It looks like 824. Yeah, so it's that month right there. So it's above that high now. Did ANAB ever come out of its halt yet? ANAB, I don't see it. ANAB. Oh, it did come out of the halt. Okay. So yeah, what a gap down. It was halted around $40, got down to 30, $10 drop. It's popped $4. And how is SGRY doing? Continuing to move down on earnings. Wow. Continuing to move down. There was no bounce at all for SGRY. All right. Now we're getting a few gap down and reversals. So let's take a look at, for instance, SHFS. All right, guys. Well, this could be interesting. I mean, the next high or the resistance area, next high on a daily chart, you can see it's over here, or sorry, Friday's high, far enough away, certainly far enough away. So let's see how I want to see how well this holds too. I mean, if it starts to move a little bit, probably take this trade. We're talking about the SHFS. It's a gap down and reversal. Move, boy, moves them all over the place. So this is halted on the resumed after the halt. Got halted at 1383. So it opened lower, a little bit lower. Okay, guys, SHFS. Boy, look at Kodak is crazy action, in my opinion. I mean, it had earnings. Guess they didn't lose as much. Way above now, the high on Friday. Okay, guys, SHFS. I'm just going to try to carve something out of this. AAOI has been keeps is weakening again. Not an earnings play. The next low looking left is Friday's low with 24.73, so it's getting close. Let's see if that holds it. It was an earnings play on Friday. Oh yeah, so I can see that so the crypto plays are starting to fade. Bitcoin is starting to fade a bit, only up 180 now. Was at 106, now it's about 104. Talking about BTC. Okay, thanks, William. All right, I had a price alert for AMPL for some reason. When I say that, I don't know when I put it. Might have been Friday. You can see what's happening here. You can kind of see why I put it. The next high looking left on the daily chart is 1150 or so about a dollar. The 200-day though is a little closer, but there is room. There is room. All right, now some of these gap down. Oh shit! Just give me a moment, please. Just give me a moment, guys. Jeez. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so some of these gap up and reversals, you would, well, I don't know. The market is kind of trying to make up its mind right here, I think. Definitely some nice ones though, guys. I mean, these are all gap up and reversals, okay? CLSK, boy, this room here, $14, the next low. $14 is the next low. GLTO halted on the way up. Oh man, I missed this one. I had that price alert set way down here around $18. Oh man, look at this, $30 potential open, 31 now. Wow, GLTO. Well, I mean, it still has. Well, it doesn't. I mean, if it opened at 31, you'd be opening up here. I doubt if it's going to open at 31, but one never knows. Well, guys, I only had the one quick trade so far, the SHFS. It was a very quick one. I'm looking at it. I'm going to continue to look at it. I was hoping it would get into the high 20s, but it did not. Another one, guys, another gap up and reversal. CRK, another gap up and reverse. Well, it makes sense. Okay. When you think about it, I mean, not too many stocks have gapped down because of the market. Okay. I mean, the market's still up 8 points. So the SPY is. So not too many stocks gap down because of the market. So that's why we're not seeing too many gap down and reversals. It makes sense that we'd see a lot more gap up and reversals because a lot of stocks gapped up. And then, they're starting to, they fade a bit, some more than others. Oh man, this one got halted. Armpit, ARMP got halted and then it resumed. Wow. Remember this day? Got up to $16. Well, you know what? Let's see if it takes out 720. What did it get to this morning? It got up to, didn't quite get there. Let's see if it takes out that 720 and continues. Eee. Give me a moment. Okay, so I don't know, May or Mal, any reason why your screen is not full screen mode? Okay. So is this what you're talking about right here? That this is taking up? Maybe I can get rid of that. The program I use to do the screen or the streaming called StreamYard. They put a bunch of changes in this morning, and I have to admit. So what are you guys seeing? Is what you're seeing? Like this little section over here? Also, is that what you're seeing? Maybe somebody in YouTube can help me here because this is nothing I wanted, and it might be just something that I have to figure out how to get rid of that. I hate it when these programs they do something and you don't even. I didn't ask for it. So is that what you guys are seeing in YouTube? This little section over here? Just need an answer, Mal, or anybody in YouTube. Tell me what you're seeing. Or is this what you're seeing? It looks like it might be this little section over here, which I don't have to figure out how to get rid of it. Oh, I have 2 streams in YouTube right now. Is there one that's normal without this? Yeah, I don't want you Pepe, don't one is normal, okay. Well, that's, hmm, how to, You know what? I may have to start from scratch. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. So anybody in YouTube, just bear with me. I'm gonna end the streams. Okay, and I'm gonna try to do this again.